And so the countdown begins, boys. Let's see what happens. We need to refresh the page. Let's see if it actually starts live here. Or will we have to fumble through it and find it somewhere else? How you guys doing? In 10 seconds, we should have the live stream here. Let's see.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marvel Future Fight V710 update live stream. That's right, we're live. I am your host, Kim, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I also hope everyone enjoyed their 6-year anniversary celebrations for Marvel Future Fight. That's right, 6 years of this game, and there were plenty of excellent rewards for you to claim. I hope you got them all. We have a lot coming up, but first, off the top, we did ask a few questions of you, our audience, right before the stream during the countdown. So please keep answering and we will address these on air. If you didn't see them, there were 2 questions asked. One was, what was your favorite feature from the 6-year anniversary update? And the second question was, who is your favorite member of the Black Order and why? And that is a pertinent question because today's update is all about the Black Order. As you may have guessed from our update teasers coming up before this stream, we are focusing on one team in particular, some really bad supervillains, the Black Order. There will be new uniforms for Proxima Midnight, Black Dwarf, Corvus Glaive, and Supergiant. There are more surprises that we will get to very soon. One right now I'm going to tell you is that there will be stream rewards. However, we are going to be doing it a little bit differently than we have been in previous updates or recent previous updates, in that we are going to be doing a coupon code. So there will be a code that we will be releasing at the end of this stream, and users can receive rewards by entering this coupon code for a very limited time in game. I do want to say that this is a very limited time. You can only enter it until 6 p.m. Pacific time. So get ready, get that code in, because you're going to want the reward. I think you will. That's my opinion. iOS users can also enter it by referring to the announcement in the forum. So please get ready for that by the end of the live stream. For now, I think we're going to check out a little video before we bring on my friend Cage.
Yo, Cole looks like a savage. He has to ignore dodge on something. I'm seeing ignore dodge. A lot of it. Oh, yo, Supergiant looks sick. Wait, what? Regular Thanos? Just regular Thanos. So somebody has a skill that summons Thanos.
Hello, Cage.
Oh, hello.
Yo, let me get one of those figures, bro.
Hi, everyone. My friend and yours. Oops, this way. Sam Cage.
It's okay. It's only been a month, so stuff like that's bound to happen. Well, it's nice to see you, Kim. So as you can see, we're all set for the Black Order here. We got our friends Corvus and Proxima. We're super excited for the Black Order update. It's a super villain update, and like I said, there's just excitement all around.
That's right. I can see you're very excited in particular over there with your new friends. So Cage, we have a lot to go over today. I do want to ask you, or bring up this question again so we can go over it with everyone, which is, what was your favorite feature from the 6-year anniversary update?
From the 6-year anniversary update, wow.
Yes. 6 years, right?
That's right. It's just hard to believe it's been that long.
I don't know if I've done anything for 6 years in my life.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big deal, actually.
I know one thing you've done.
The favorite feature in the 6-year anniversary first.
I actually, it can be jarring for people at first to look at something that's a little bit new. But I liked the UI update because I think it's really clean and organized. and that makes me feel like I have my life together.
Has a fresh new
But
look.
it is nice to be greeted with a difference or a change or an improvement right away.
Okay. What about the audience? What are some key responses we got from the for the audience regarding
Dispatch missions, but bring back
Well,
the amazing
Chris
rewards from before.
Murray
I'm
says
joking.
Scarlet Witch's new costume. Martin Gonzalez says T3 selector. Liam Turriel off. Please forgive me if I mispronounced anyone's name.
It happened.
I'm really trying my best. I like the mid-month WandaVision update. I did too. That's
I also
a
like the
good choice.
teasers we did with that. Speaking of the WandaVision update, I do recall the different little key hints you got there during the last stream performance. So I remember that
Whatever
the
could
fans
you be
enjoyed
talking
it.
about?
I have no idea. Well, it's been fun. As far as my personal preferences, I personally also enjoyed, similar to what one of the users mentioned, I also enjoyed the rewards, both the T3 selector, and in addition to the also, what we don't think we've really done before, was the awakening character you can choose from. For example, for T3, I chose Black Bolt, and for the awakened character, I actually chose the Moon Knight.
There we go, my guy
there's
Cage. You know
plenty
what's
of
up.
rewards to go around. There's plenty of things to do, so we're happy
You're
that
not
everybody
alone in
enjoyed
that. I see a lot of responses doing that as well. Diago Franco says, my favorite 6-year anniversary gift was the simultaneous discount on crystals and uniforms.
it.
Night Hunter says everything, especially the dispatch missions and the new story mode for farming T3 materials.
Yeah, you guys did amazing,
And,
man.
I'm a fan of those characters too, Cage, so much that I insisted on doing the agent archives on them.
Yeah, so we're glad everybody had fun in it, and we also just enjoy the great work you and the team do with those Agent Archives videos. So thank you, Kim.
Well, you're part of that team too, Cage.
Of course. But enough about us. People want to see the Black Order. They want to see the Black Order updates. They want to get to those villains. So with that said and done,
Yes.
we're going to go ahead and transition back to the game cam. We're going to take a look at these fresh new
Looking clean.
super villains, or a lot of people's favorite super villains. So as you can see, we have a whole lot of going on here just with these three alone. Black Dwarf, of course, is taking up most of the screen, but we're going to go ahead and start off with one of the lead roles. That is for Corvus Glaive. So
That's
before we get into
right.
it, what can you tell us about Corvus?
Awaken skill, guys.
Corvus Glaive is the leader of the Black Order. He was considered Thanos' most favored general. He is the husband of Proxima Midnight. He has enhanced strength, speed, durability, and endurance. He uses a blade that can cut through anything and renders him
Immortal.
virtually immortal.
There we go.
Pretty handy tool you want to have in the heat of battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a good leader, I think. But we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Bring me
Before
their
we get into
heads.
his skills. Many players probably would have already noticed, but what makes him a little bit more special is the fact that he's actually he's a supervillain, of course, but he's actually a speed character in this this current uniform. And Kim, here's another little quiz for you. What is the name of this uniform?
This is an all original uniform that you will be. It's a phrase that you will be remembering today. This is dark obsidian armor.
That's correct. Yeah, so part of some changes that come with this particular outfit uniform, for a change for his passive skill for his dark immortality.
So now he's gonna be the
So
best speed
in addition
villain.
to his guaranteed dodge rate of plus 25%, instead of buffing summoned characters, which he did in his previous uniform, his guaranteed critical rate and skill damage are increased by 25%, and his bonus damage does an additional 15%. So there you go. But that's not done. We're done with the passive. Let's see the actual skills.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Awaken skill with him.
Right, I'm sorry.
Super giant and call obsidian.
A little passive skill I forgot to mention. So an additional little perk, little stat that comes with this uniform is that he gains plus 20% physical attack damage and 30% damage bonus damage to characters of the superhero faction. So those of you who want to take down those dastardly heroes, he's what you want to use.
And I have a note, which is this is not the final build, and stats may change between now and then.
Thank you.
It's interesting that they're turning Black Order into different types.
Little ditty there, Kim. Well, this
No
is
worries.
just the basic attack. We're gonna go ahead and jump to the first attack, which is the Spear of Pain.
Nice.
Take a look at it
Nice,
again.
nice.
Spins around, gives him a little
Shadowland.
does a little stun. This is
Iframe, I like that.
Cruelty Beam. A lot of his names have some pretty nasty names to it. Let's take a look at it again. Cruelty Beam. This is an energy skill, and also it takes a little bit of percentage off the physical attack stat. As you can see at
Very
the
good.
very end there, I believe it causes a little bit of silence. So take one more look.
Yeah, it does.
So these guys are already grouped up. We're going to go ahead and use them again. We'll use skill number 3, which is Call of the Abyss.
No iframe, eh? But it's okay.
Nice.
Before it was an iframe.
A little bit of a speed skill
Yeah,
there.
I like that center of the
Defense
action.
down.
Yeah.
What
This
is that,
skill
a
actually
guard
reduces your
hit?
enemy's defenses while doing little stats such as bleed, paralysis, while also recovering a little bit of HP.
Oh, it heals. Okay. Is it lifesteal? I think it's like lifesteal.
As you can see also there, when you're recovering HP, you're actually taking the some of the stats based off the damage you deal.
It's lifesteal.
Vampiric effect.
Kind of like
That.
Morbius.
Yeah, these guys are good. We're going to go ahead and move on to skill number 4.
Whoa.
There's a proc on that skill.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Let's get these guys over here. They seem lonely.
Yeah, there's a damage proc on it.
Were they lonely?
I don't like the whole guard hit thing. Why didn't they give him immunity?
Moving now. This is skill number 4. This is the Spirit Slice, which explains just all the different visuals, a lot of the visual things going on here. So the Visual Slice grants you super armor. It also increases your overall defensive stats, but also increases your overall your next attack by 70%. So in other words, not your very next attack into 70% little buff.
Let's see the fifth skill.
Skill number 2. Just want to do that again to show that your next, as I mentioned, your next attack gains a 70% buff. Skill number 5.
Okay, so
Now this is another, like a lot goes on here, but this is also another little skill that also buffs a lot of your stats.
okay, so you start off with the 5. You get the
Overall attack will also
invincibility.
be invisible for a short period of time.
I think it's 5 seconds. It's 6 seconds. Okay, 6 seconds of invincibility.
Nice.
10-second attack buff.
More invincible. I think some like I said, because this is the test bill, some of the stats may be a little bit different. But also it gains, as it's similar to the other skill, this actually gives you a 55% buff to your all attack stat for the next 10 seconds.
I don't think he's gonna be as good as I want him to
Like
be
that
for
little,
PvP.
Frozen time effect.
And that is skill number 5, which is the Final Glaive. Now there is another skill which you can all see. It's what we refer to as an awakening skill. But we're actually not gonna show that just yet. We're gonna show that for a little bit later. But the name of that skill is actually called the Loyal Strike, and we'll show that
Ooh.
a little bit later.
Okay.
So 3 of them are getting awakened skills.
That does it for Corvus Glaive stat. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to his brother.
I think these 3 that's on this page that share his skill.
Well,
My man is
Lord
dieseled.
is the brother
God damn.
of Corvus Glaive. He is a member of the Black Order with super strength, enhanced density, and impenetrable skin. He is often considered the muscle of the group.
I don't think.
Maybe that's not all that he's about.
What does that
He's
mean?
actually one of my favorite. I gotta say, one of my favorite of the. This is, I think, is in relation to.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it later. Okay, you do ask that. You do ask that question later on.
Yeah, don't. Come on. All at once.
So, similar to Corvus, he actually has a little bit of a different stat as well. He's actually listed as a combat villain with the use of the uniform. Some changes done to his that come with this uniform, such as his Dwarf Charge, Blind Rage, and Numb the Pain. For example, for the Dwarf Charge, see what I have here. He keeps the stun. He does still keep the stun and guard break immunity. But
Okay.
the difference is all his Black Order allies receive a decreased damage receive decreased damage when having dealt with reflected attacks. In addition to also all his Black Order allies also receive a stun and guard break immunity.
Okay.
For his Blind Rage, which is his T2 skill, when HP is below 90%, he gains a percentage of it back. Not only that, his skill damage and bonus damage actually increase by 35%.
Okay, so he's gonna be good for PvP if the rest of his
For
kit
Numb the Pain skill,
flushes
all
out
allies
nicely.
have a 50% chance when hit to receive.
Yo, thanks for the super chat, Nick.
Physical damage immunity for a brief time. So there you have it. So now for passive,
Alright.
let's see the actual skills.
Whoa, what an entrance.
All right, let's go. Basic attack.
Come
Let's
on,
see
give
what
me
we'll have.
give me something nice on my guy.
Next up is the skill number 1, which is the Axe Quake.
Quick iframe.
Move on to these guys over here.
Yeah, it's just a quick iframe
Now,
skill.
if you notice, if you take a real close look in the background, so not only do enemies get stunned, you see the axe little travel off a little way in the distance there. Let's see if we can get.
Is that what that is?
let's
Do it
take a-
again. Do it again.
So take a look at the enemies behind this guy. Boom, and you can see, yeah, and the enemies in the back, they got stunned pretty hard too. So this is a good
All
skill.
right. You gotta plan your lines.
Yeah, this is skill number 2, which is the Endless Pursuit. Let's try it again.
Meh. That's just kind of meant to me.
He slams the axe on the ground, then uses his hand to bring up the rest of the debris, then hack it towards his enemies.
Those are just two Shadowland skill.
Physical attack, that's what he's all about.
Is he though?
No, there is more to him, but we'll go into that later on. This is skill number 3, which will require me to explain a little bit more for this. This is the Black Whirlwind. So as of course you can see, of course it does bleed. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Please, God, don't tell me they're gonna do some bleed nonsense.
Yeah, so this does bleed for every 1 second people are caught in. So
No, bro, this is trash.
If you actually push and hold this skill, he's just gonna keep going.
For how? Okay.
Whoa.
So again, this is a test, but I don't believe he's gonna be going that long with this skill.
But like, he has no immunity.
You want to keep in mind to use.
And no, okay, actually he can't be guard broken, but he would still need super armor.
Stats by up to 35%. Also buffs your speed to a certain extent, and of course it just does a lot of brutal physical damage. Moving on to skill number 4, we have Hunt of Darkness.
Okay.
He heals. Ebony Maw comes out. What?
Get more
Who's
range
that?
here. It's
What
like-
the hell?
As you can see, little friendly face kind of helps him out.
Yeah.
Quote unquote friendly face.
Meh.
Ebony Maw actually guest spots and actually helps you deal a little bit of damage there.
I feel like they put more work into the design of the uniforms and the skills.
So not only so this little buff briefly actually increases your max HP and also increase your all attack by 40%.
I like
That's
how
skill
you
number
said
4.
it's kind of a friendly face.
Kind of friendly.
Bruh.
Ebony Maw, I mean, it's
I'm not feeling
you
it.
never know with him.
I'm not
more-
feeling it,
more
boys.
with that later. We're going to go ahead and move on to skill number 5, which is the Wrathful Massacres. I'm actually going to reset this a little bit because everybody ends up getting spaced out a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and just... whatever, that's what it is. We're going to go ahead and move on to skill number 5.
Whoa.
Okay, the 5 looks nice. The 5 looks nice.
A lot goes on there.
There's a lot going on.
But like from his entire skill set, the 5 and possibly the 3 are the only ones I care about.
So this really just fantastic attack. Not only binds enemies together, it stuns them while also causing paralysis, ignoring your enemy's defense by up to 40%, with a chance
40.
to penetrate their defense, and not only that, also it accumulates true damage. So just get good. Just if you want to get that in there, just do that.
He has
Very nice.
damage accumulation, so that's nice.
And I have a couple of helpful notes from the dev.
Mhm.
So to mention, I'm just going to move on. The other guys have had enough. Let's go ahead and move on to these guys over here. So some helpful notes from the dev. They mentioned, and they quote, even if skill 4 is cancelled, he still fires his attack. So link other skills after using skill 4. Next,
So what, you do
after
4 or
obtaining a buff
5?
from Skill 4. Press and hold skill 3 to move about using the controls. So let's go ahead and actually test that out. Get that buff, and then we're just going to go ahead and just start swinging.
So they want you to do 3, 4? Nah.
And that's
Or
just
4,
that.
3.
As far
I'll do.
as his, of course, he also has an awakened skill. Both Corvus and Black Dwarf have an awakened skill. This awakened skill is referred to as the Choline Slice. But again, we're going to hold off on that for just a little bit because we want to show you the next character, and that's when we'll reveal what the look is for the awakening.
Okay, I see what you're doing here.
We'll see. All right, now we get to move on to one many players are definitely a fan of because it's been years since this character has received an update, and we're happy, and I'm definitely happy that we're finally revealing Supergiant has a new uniform. So
That's right.
Y'all better put some serious work into her.
Supergiant.
Well, Supergiant is the telepath of the team, and she can mind control anyone and feed on their intellect. Despite her name, she is not a giant.
So we're going to go ahead and move into, again, this is another character that has 6 skills, but again, this character actually does remain as a universal supervillain. So some effects that come with her passive uniform. Let's see, we'll go ahead and start off with the Mind over Matter. So her all resistance and guaranteed dodge rate some of these notes are actually still incorrect. Her all resistance is increased, but also not only that, her guaranteed dodge rate also is increased as well. Her Dark Silence, when hit, she briefly gains a 75% invisibility to basically allow her to ignore targeting. Not only that, another perk that comes with it is that her ignore defense and target dodge rate are increased by 25%, with a 50% chance to penetrate shields. That said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at her actual skills.
Please show me something impressive.
Attack.
Please show me something impressive. Please.
To get two enemies in one. Take a look at skill number 1, which is the Soul Explosion.
That's pretty good for skill 1.
Good, just another
Meh.
stunning attack. So another thing to keep in mind, this actually does stun and mind damage. Because the focus of her attack is mainly just mind damage. So she's a good character for those of you who are mind users out there. This is skill number 2. This is the Ritual of Extinction. So I'm going to tell you this one more time, see if you recognize anybody. It happens pretty quick, but as you can see there,
Corvus.
Proxima actually makes
Oh, it's Proxima.
as well.
Oh, yes, I
She
see it
is
now.
fast.
Yeah, I see it now. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got her that time.
Okay, yeah. So you can see it's another.
That's
mind
pretty
damage
cool.
Attack. Also, it causes stun at the very end. So anybody who's caught in there is definitely going to be not going to be having a great time. Skill number 3.
Mhm.
This is Eternal Rule. Now this what makes this attack a little bit
Mind control.
great is that this actually does briefly mind controls your enemies. And only 75% of your next attack is increased. So your next attack will gain a 75% increase in damage. There you go. Moving on to skill number 4. Now, who's that again?
Ooh.
Oh,
This
she
is
still
different
calls
from
him
the
Black Bolt,
previous
eh?
uniform. Black Bolt also made an appearance. I'm going to go ahead and move over here.
Whoa!
This skill number 4 is called Puppet Control. So similar to the Puppeteer skill, which summons the Black Bolt in her previous uniform, or Mind Control Black Bolt. This attack causes paralysis while also decreasing your enemy's defense, while your skill and bonus damage gain a 50% increase.
Nice.
Take a look at
Love
it one
that
more time.
tortured look on his face.
Can't really see his face, but okay, I get what you're saying.
Now we're going to move on to skill number 5.
Oh, what the hell?
Now, you notice there's like a lot going on here as well. You
Oh,
can
that
see
looks-
the
that's
figures that are
that's pretty
moving
cool.
about. We do this little skill on everyone over here as well. This skill, as you can already
Silence.
see, a little bit of silence. And also,
For
last
ABX.
I checked, it was movable. Let me check.
It looks like you can barely
So
move
this
it.
skill
Oh,
is
yeah.
movable
Wow.
as well.
Kind of like
And anybody
Ghost.
caught- and anybody actually caught within your range, actually, as you can already see, is silenced.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ghost.
Because they're so scared.
Nah.
I assume.
Yes, movable attack with AoE while also recovering HP and buffing your overall stats.
Yeah, it's a comic
Now,
reference.
these are
She
long-
mind control
you guys
Black
let me know
Bolt.
what you want to see. You guys want to see the awakening skill. So her awakening skill is referred to as the Psionic Decimation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out.
Ooh.
Oh, Thanos is the one that comes out in it to like finish it up, eh?
Wow.
So
Why
this
didn't they
is
put in
one
another
more
version of
time, and I'll
Thanos?
go ahead and explain a little bit what's going on. So as you can see here, so she summons her other fellow members of the Black Order, such as Black Dwarf and Corvus, to deal a variety of damage effects such as bleed, mind control, while of course accumulating true damage, and also regardless of your enemy's defense and dodge rate. There's a variety of different stats that come in as well, but of course the key thing in there is that when
So
the final
Ebony's
Black
getting
Order
tier
makes an
3.
appearance as well, just to deliver that final blow, which is Mad Titan himself, Thanos, as he does that snap.
Yo, Nick. Appreciate it, bro.
That's great.
So that means Ebony's gonna get tier 3.
I'm going to be quoting here. So skills 2, 4, and 5 continue to damage even if you cancel and link them with other skills. So it is recommended to use skills 2, 4, and 5 first, and then link them to skills 3, or use the ultimate skill afterwards.
2, 4, 5,
So thank you
6.
for that, Dev.
I guess that's a rage or
So,
judgment.
For the awakening characters, so the characters that gain an awakening in this outfit, the Dark Obsidian uniform, are Corvus Glaive, Black Dwarf, and of course Super Giant. Now, of
But
course, we do
wait,
have one more.
there's
what?
more.
Yes, of course, there's one more left.
Well, not one more. There's
Yes.
We're gonna go ahead and
2
move on
actually.
To the one
Bring them out.
The players have been wanting to see. Go ahead and move on to Proxima Midnight. So, Kim, what can you tell us about Proxima?
Proxima Midnight has an incredible headdress. But there's more to her than that. She is a master of hand-to-hand combat with super strength and a high degree of imperviousness to injury. Her lance transforms into an unavoidable toxic light beam. I think she's the strongest warrior of the team myself.
Definitely power and definitely got quite the upgrade because, of course, she received a little special skill. Now, she also still remains as a universal supervillain, but a lot of her attacks are actually going to be energy-based.
they
So
were
for
energy based
uniform
before.
effects, the Relentless Pursuit I'm sorry, pronounce that correctly. Relentless Pursuit. When below 40% health, you get a 40% recovery for your HP, while also gaining brief invincibility. The Demolisher, which is her T2 passive skill, not only does she get a chance to penetrate your enemy's defense, but also her skill and bonus damage gain a 30% buff. And then finally, her Dark Premonition skill, her Ignore Dodge rate increased by 45%, and her critical damage increases by 30%.
All right.
That does it for the passive skills. We're going to move on to the actual skills. First skill looks familiar because it actually is familiar from her Infinity Worm uniform. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is the Chasing Spear. So the reason why it looks just about the same because it basically is the same with a couple minor visual differences. Again, this is a stun and energy attack. We're just going to take a look how her actual attack is for her basic.
I think they buffed the basic a little bit.
Actually, jumps back away from the enemy and then her lances. Skill number 2, which is the Tainted Blow.
Oh, that's nice.
Jumps in the air, does a few
Oh, baby, let's go. If the cooldown on that is low,
bleeding attack also causes
we can mess some people up with that in PvP.
Energy damage.
Long iframe. Please make it a 4-second cooldown.
Skill number 3.
Oh, we can rock out with baby. Let's go.
I'm gonna get a group of people involved.
Day 1, tier 3. Let's go, baby.
That's a
Let's go.
As you can see, she dashes like to and fro like.
Oh, we going in,
So
boys.
this attack is another attack that actually decreases your enemy's defense, causing shock damage. And enemy's guaranteed dodge rate and critical rate increased by 30%. You're guaranteed.
Let's go, my queen.
Also mesmerizing.
It's visually appealing.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do our next skill on these little guys over here.
Okay.
This is referred to as the Destructive Pierce. So
Oh, she has damage immunity now.
Tap it. But the key thing about this one, since everybody
Charge it.
now all grouped together, I'm actually gonna push and hold this skill.
Oh,
Charge it up.
it made some kind of lag there, but okay.
Do it one more time.
A little bit more.
Do it from this angle here.
Yeah, there's a lag.
As I'm charging, I'm going to go ahead and explain that again. So the Destructive Pierce. So after another,
You jump into an iframe after the immunity ends.
Stuns your enemies and removes the active buff on your target. So cool things about this attack.
Oh, nice.
If you push and hold the skill, you'll, of course, as I already mentioned, you'll do a little bit more damage. Additionally, your all attack and defense stats will increase by up to 60%, along with your critical rate
Woo!
and speed.
Yo, and if they have Cull on the team, they can't be guard broken. That's lit.
Guys over here. Move on to skill 5.
Hold on, what is
See
that?
at all what's going on. So I'm actually going to go ahead and.
Yo, that looks sick. What would that? And it's still going.
Still hit. Okay, that's right.
Yo, baby girl still hitting.
So she jumps in the air.
What is that?
As you
It's
can
like an
see, it has
abyss.
another, AoE effect. This is the spear convergence. Let's see it one more time. This is, as I mentioned,
Bro, it's delayed, so you can start off with that.
5%. And of course, it causes shock damage. In addition to for every second they're actually caught in that little field.
Yeah, you can do 5-4, and then proc on 4.
Adult shock damage for every second they are caught within there. So as you can see, what's interesting is that enemies are, as you can see, all the way in the background. Everyone's
Yeah,
starting to hit.
easy to start with 5-4.
And this attack also gives you a little bit of an HP recovery.
Nice, you can heal off the 5th. Let's go,
So
baby.
again, just those skills alone, fantastic. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the T3, which is why we're all here. Let's see it. You saw a little bit of this in the actual teaser.
Oh, baby, let's go. Yo, yeah, we're not canceling that, boys. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. We're not canceling that. The queen got to make it rain.
Agents is referred to as the Obsidian.
Take my cash, boy.
I'm actually gonna go
Cash.
ahead and explain,
Money.
the purpose of
Dollars.
this real quick. I'm just gonna go ahead and regain that.
Definitely got an
percentage.
aesthetic.
So let me go ahead and actually.
They put all the work in Proxima, eh?
Recommend. So after using skills 3 and 5, even if you link them with other skills, all attacks are activated. I'm just going to read that one again. So after using skills 3 and 5, even if you link them with other skills, all attacks are activated. So I think it's referring to like all the little after effects that
Will hit.
like,
Oh, okay, nice.
spears. Yeah, they're still active.
But I think she has potential for PvP because of those iframes on the 2 and the 3.
In combat and on the field.
If the cooldown time is low, you could probably spam those and chain them together.
T3 skills ready. Let's go ahead and reactivate the skill for T3 ability. The Obsidian Shockwave. So in addition to removing active buffs and causing shock damage, it stuns while decreasing your enemy's defense while ignoring the target's dodge rate by 70%. Proxima also gains a percentage of HP recovery, removing all debuffs and increasing your damage for 50% for your next attack.
Oh yeah, we about to go crazy with her, boys. Day one, we going crazy. You heard?
T3.
She is well rounded.
Thank you so much, Cage.
She is well rounded. She's the perfect shape.
So Reef mentioned. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I think you were going to go ahead and mention about. I'll go ahead and mention also. So of course, those of you who already saw both in the teaser and in the market video, Ebony Maw actually will be receiving an update as well. However, he will actually be, his uniform will not be available just yet. This items are still being worked on, so you'll be able to see him and be able to use his uniform in the mid-month update. His uniform, similar to other outfits, I keep saying outfits, uniforms, similar to other uniforms we've done in the past. That's what they actually are called. You can go into the store, you'll actually see the uniform, but it will not be available. There will be a time frame to let you know how many days until the uniform will be available.
So he's getting tier 3.
And yes, you can take a look at it, but it'll be available later on.
Might as well just tell us he's getting tier 3.
Us on that, Cage. But I think there's another feature you might want to talk about, right?
Of course, there is one more feature for those of you who were paying attention to the Supergiant teaser. Of course, as I mentioned, this character hasn't received an update in quite a long time, but now she has, not just as a character and for the
Content, baby, content.
And none other than World Boss. That's right, Supergiant will actually be getting a update in World Boss. And I say World Boss, and World Boss Ultimate. So before I get into that, we have we have some notes from the devs for what to look out for this particular update. So they mentioned that Supergiant in this particular World Boss Ultimate stage, Supergiant actually takes 50% less damage from combat, speed, and blast type characters. So
knew they were gonna do something like that.
To taking her on. Secondly, Supergiant also has a high resistance to mind damage. So keep that in mind when
knew that
use mind characters, when bringing them into battle. So with that said, so be very selective when making your character selection. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use it. I just recently received the builds. I haven't had too much time to actually go into it and test it out. As you can see here, I only have the first stage unlocked, and also I don't have too many characters actually available to use on this build, so I won't have my
cut time.
Terrible. So we're going to go ahead and start with what we have with the Black Order. So I'm going to go ahead and have Proxima be the lead, and because also, as we mentioned, universal characters will be doing more damage than combat speed and blast characters. So we're going to go ahead and test it out. Are we going to make it? Possibly not. But like I said, these are only before you jump on me for the strikers. Those are only the characters I currently have available for this particular build. Yes. So are we going to win? Are we going to lose? We don't know, but we're here to make sure to take that chance.
Cage, classic undersell. Come on now, believe in yourself.
All right, let's take a look.
Yeah, Cage, believe in the me that believes in you. Come on.
Using some of the recommended skills. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the alt here.
The alt.
There's a lot visually going on here. I should go ahead and open up with some of the skills that the devs actually recommend. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Oh, they still kept the lasers.
Spear toss.
Ooh, okay.
Unfortunately, I already broke it.
Okay, so the shield, is it an energy shield or is it a physical shield? For now, we can't really tell, but I'm pretty sure that might be a physical shield. That you need physical damage to break.
Is actually going to succeed here. So it's down to 9 again. This is only skill. This is only like the first stage.
I'm gonna be farming those magic urus. Let's go.
Recommended combo. So if I'm running around because aimlessly, it's because I'm trying to do this. Show off the devs' recommended skill rotations.
Bro, just go 5, cancel into 4.
Cancel after the spear toss, move on to 3, and then immediately cancel afterwards.
Nah, that's not gonna work with a proc, bro. Just she silenced you, okay.
So we're just gonna do the T3. Just end it.
You know what? Let's just do the T3.
There you have it.
Yay.
You can farm magic Odin's blessings. Hold on, what? Wait, is it balance? They changed it to balance. What the hell?
We wanted to make sure to give you guys a little something to try it for yourself for when the goes live later this week.
These guys did not change it to.
For the different features.
I'm upset.
All right, thank you so much, Cage.
Y'all lame for that.
Well,
y'all actually lame for that. I just booked it that they changed it to balance.
1 sec.
Y'all lame for that.
Or not.
You okay?
Yes. So let's get into back into.
Bro, y'all should spam them still.
the
Y'all
election
lame for that.
earlier, if we can, and that question in particular
Yo,
was, which
Kevin, thanks for
member
the super
of the
chat.
Black Order is your favorite? Cage, you've been teasing
They
an
changed
answer.
it to
Oh, I'm
freaking
sorry. I was
balance.
gonna say my personal favorite was definitely Black Dwarf, because be honest, when it came to the Black Order, because when they were added into the game, it was definitely before my time. So the Black Dwarf is definitely my favorite because there's a lot more that goes into this character. Because, for example, he wasn't just the muscle. He's a bit of a poet at heart. For example, I don't know if many players are aware of the love triangle that kind of went on, because actually Black Dwarf was actually interested in Proxima Midnight as well, in addition to Corvus. That to say, Black Dwarf was interested in Proxima Midnight. Both Corvus and both brothers were interested in Proxima Midnight. But in the end, he went ahead and let Corvus proceed with that. And yeah, so he has a heart of gold. But
He's like, look, bro, you go ahead, man. You go ahead.
It was a unique character trait, seeing how intellectual he was after reading the different comic issues relating to the Black Order. So,
Do you
my
relate
personal
to
favorite,
him?
big tall person who actually has a heart. Maybe. I don't know why, but I think he just reaches out to me a bit more. What was your favorite?
All right. Anyone but Ebony Maw. Just kidding. I think I like Corvus Glaive. I mean, yes, he is the leader. He is Thanos' favored one. But I think there's a lot more that he thinks about, and I think his strategies are really good. I do know that Black Dwarf thinks of himself as a good strategist, but I think Corvus Glaive has got him beat.
Ebony is getting something, guys. Ebony's gonna get his uniform mid-month.
What are some of the agents?
Well, let's get to them. Ernesto Nicholas says Proxima Midnight with dark obsidian armor. Very good. Heart emoji. Corey M. Turner says Corvus. Robert Adams says Proxima and Ma. I mean, I was joking earlier when I said anyone but Ma. It's because Ebony Maw cannot be trusted, and I need a trustworthy character on my side, or I'm always going to be thinking about them and staring at them and wondering when's that betrayal coming.
We will say though, he does have some pretty epic hair in this current update.
Well, there you go. I mean, hair counts for how many points? Maybe more than honesty. Shaz JR7, again, please forgive me if I mispronounced your name, says Ebony Maw, best Black Order character, perhaps for one of those reasons we just said. Moran Choco says, my fave Black Order character is Black Dwarf because he is big. So, Cage, there's more to him than being a poet. He is also big. Dave Centurion agrees with Black Dwarf, saying because of his massive attack. I'm seeing a lot of Proxima in here as well. And then lastly, Moonbro says, I think Cull Obsidian is cute. Cull Obsidian is another name that Black Dwarf is known by.
That's right.
Know?
See, a lot of love going with the guy with the big heart. So, like I said, definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's definitely the big thing that he has, the big heart.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, Bane is barking like crazy, bro.
As we found out here today. I do want to get into the comics a little bit because you and I have both mentioned it just a little bit. While today's uniforms are
that is Bane
on entirely new designs, I want to look at a comic line featuring the Black Order, and it's called Black Order. It came out in 2018. It's relatively recent. It was written by Derek Landy and features 5 comics in it, 5 issues, each focusing on a different member or told from the point of view of a different member of the Black Order. Of course, Cage was pointing toward Black Dwarf's issue, in which we get a little bit into his inner monologue. And that's kind of where I got Corvus Glaive, or that's why I arrived at him as, my favorite member, because of his inner monologue. We all go to their different thoughts and worries and plans and ideas while we tell the story of the Black Order kind of overthrowing an empire on the order of the Grand Master for reasons that are revealed at the end, which I will not be telling you. And it's an interesting standalone story. It features some perhaps unexpected characters. They want to bring back the Black Quadrant is one of their ideas, which is interesting to think about while they're overthrowing this other empire. And of course, they're wondering, well, are we always following orders? What are we doing? And it's interesting to know all the things they have going on, and it makes me wonder, where could they be going next?
a lot going on. I just, and as you mentioned, one of the key things about those issues was just seeing the mentality of what makes each character, tick in each one. Like we mentioned, we saw the mentality of Black Dwarf, we saw Corvus Glaive, and others as well. So
I think it's, sometimes a cool thing to do to examine a character a little bit deeper. Because on the surface, it's like, oh, these guys are, hired goons from Thanos. But are they? And that's where this whole comic run comes in. So check it out. Black Order, issues 1 through 5 from 2018, written by Derek Landy.
All that to tell us a promo. Okay.
Of course. I'm a fan of talking about comics. Well, I think that about does it for today, doesn't it, Cage?
Where's the coupon?
Features. So far we've covered the Awakening uniforms, and Awakenings and uniforms for the Black Order, such as Corvus, Black Dwarf, and Supergiant with their Awakening skill, and Proxima Midnight with her T3 skill. And not only that, of course, we have the feature that many players have been asking for a long time, and it's finally come to fruition, and that is the World Boss Ultimate for Supergiant. Keep in mind, when it comes to Supergiant, that of course she's a high resistance for mind damage, and of course universal characters are the best ones to use. And then lastly, for Ebony Maw will receive a uniform update, but he just won't be receiving it during the opening update. You can expect to see his uniform come into the game to be active during the mid-month update.
Yes, get ready for that mid-month update too, because there's just a lot to come up, a lot going on here for everyone, including the stream coupon. I think it's the time, Cage.
Okay.
So we are going to be releasing that code. If it is not written in your respective platform that you're watching on's description, I'm going to tell you it right now. Please pay attention. It is Black Order, D as in dark, O is in obsidian, A as in armor. So that is all together, no spaces. Black Order, D as in dark, O as in obsidian, A as in armor. Black Order, DOA. It will be valid until 6 p.m. Pacific time today. You have a very limited time to get it, and that reward will be a 5-star hero chest.
Wow. Just wow.
Thank you for that. Very, very
Black Order dead on arrival. Wow.
I definitely see good things if he made that word, so thank you.
You're weak.
All right. Well, be sure to check out our social channels for updates throughout the month. And of course, you never know what you're going to find. So it's a good place to look, get some ideas. So everyone, thank you all so much for coming to the live stream update for V710. Again, please be sure to use the coupon code Black Order DOA before 6 p.m. Pacific today. That gives you just a little over an hour, just so you know. I really want you to go get that reward as soon as you can. Okay? It's been fun. Cage, it's been a good time with you as always.
Of course. And of course, Agent says remember to keep in mind for any other updates, continue following us across our various social media pages, such as on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and of course our YouTube channel as well.
Not the forums? Not the forums,
Okay,
eh?
thank you
Forums
so
too
much,
toxic, eh?
everyone, for joining us. I'm not going to say it. Till next time, agents.
The next time, we'll have these guys say goodbye too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So basically, follow them on everything except the Marvel Future Fight forums that's made officially for the game. Because even they know that shit toxic. Now, let's talk about this. The fact that they changed the Odin's Blessing, right? From magic to being balance. In case you don't know, magic gives you double energy attack. Balance gives you energy attack and physical attack. That's a problem for me. That really is a problem for me. I don't like it at all. I think that was a bad move. Right? Obviously, they did it because balance, they don't want to... Nobody really cares about balance. Right? But they know a lot of people, a lot of whales spend a lot of money to get the, what you call it here? The Odin's Blessings, and they like magic the most because most of the OP characters in the game are energy based. So I don't like this move. This is terrible. Y'all kind of disgusting for that, not gonna lie. And then as for the uniforms, to be honest with you boys, I'm not really like sold on all of them. Let's see what else they got in here. This thing is freezing up.
Wrathful Massacres. I'm actually going to reset this a little bit because everybody ends up getting spaced out a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and just... whatever it is, what it is. We're going to go ahead and move on to skill number 5.
Whoa. Whoa.
And you can see a lot goes on there.
There's a lot going on.
Let's take it one more time there in the corners. Let's go ahead and see how it looks. So this really...
I don't get what they were thinking. Some of these skills
slams the axe on the ground, then uses
feel dated.
Bring up the rest of the debris, then hack it towards his enemies.
Server maintenance will be tomorrow.
It's another brutal physical attack.
Ebony's the mid-month tier 3. Yeah, we know that already. The fact that they're leaving his uniform for last, right? And he's not included in the awaken skill. The only, like, there would be no reason and no logic behind them giving all of the other characters, the other Blackwater characters, awaken skills and tier 3, and then giving Ebony Maw just a uniform. That doesn't make sense. Right? So Ebony Maw is getting his tier 3 mid-month. That's facts. And then after that, more than likely Thanos gonna get a uniform, because mid-month patches usually include 2 things. Not just one uniform and a tier 3, but usually something else. Usually involves 2 characters. Well, we could see Black Swan. There's no like confirmation of that, but
is he though?
We could see Black Swan.
There is more to him, but we'll go into that later on.
I wasn't too impressed with my boy here, to be honest with you.
All right, I'm sorry. And before I begin, there's actually one additional little passive skill I forgot to mention. So an additional little perk, little stat that comes with
Agatha is a playable character. If it didn't happen last month, I don't see it happening this month.
Bonus damage to characters of the superhero faction. So those of you who want to take
I'm here for the code. This update is whack. Who knows? Maybe their damage will be godly, man. Who knows?
This is not the final build.
They better not have taken off my guy's revive, eh? If they took off Corvus Glaive's revive, I'm gonna be mad. So they better not have touched that.
We're gonna go ahead and jump to the first attack, which is the Spear of Pain.
Nice. Nice.
Spins around, gives him a little hack, does a little stun. This is skill number 2, which is the Cruelty Beam. A lot of his
opinions about the new classes. Well, Corvus Glaive could be ABX meta. He could be taken over from Bullseye for speed villain ABX. So that's a thing. Right? Combat villain, since Cull Obsidian or Black Dwarf is a combat villain, that might be the reason why they did that, to see if they could replace Apocalypse.
Back and forth.
Right? I don't know if Cull Obsidian has what it takes to replace Apocalypse, but I could see them trying to basically shake up ABX with a type change. There's no, because here's the thing, the way how Corvus plays right here is the same way he's always played. So there's no reason for them to change him to a speed type now out of nowhere, right? So I feel like this was an ABX move to try and shake up the ABX meta, replace Bullseye with Corvus. Cause like for a speed villain, right? This guy with Mystique and Baron Mordo would be like a good team if his damage is good enough, right? But Bullseye is pretty lit, so I don't know if that's gonna work out too well. And then as for the big guy, oh no, that's Proxima. How you doing, sexy? All right, that's Super Giant. Where the big guy at? Oh, there we go. Yeah. As for like my guy here, realistically, I feel like they might just be trying to use him to replace Apocalypse or the Maker, you know. I didn't see nothing about Ebony Maw, no. Did they show Ebony Maw in the trailer? I don't think they even showed him in the trailer. Let me check that out right quick. I'm about to skedaddle out of here after, but let me just see if they it's right here, right? Right about here. Where that? Yeah, it's right here. All right, let's go.
Time, you can only enter it until 6 p.m. Pacific time. So get ready, get that code in, because you're gonna want the reward. I think you will. That's my opinion.
On my free-to-play account, that's the only time I want that.
By referring to the announcement in the forum. So please get ready for that by the end of the live stream. For now, I think we're gonna check out a little video before we bring on my friend Cage.
Yeah, so no sign of the Maw. So 100%, Maw is probably getting a tier 3. Might get a type change with his uniform. We don't know. But there's no reason for them to change his type, because I feel like the typing change is just to push ABX and try to get players to build up these guys to replace Bullseye and Apocalypse. Alright? So guys, I'm gonna dip out. Y'all have a good night. We'll see what the patch notes hold for us. Maybe they change their mind and put that magic Odin blessing back in to ABX. Sorry, not the ABX. What am I saying? To World Boss Ultimate for Supergiant. But yeah, man, that kind of sucks.